What is up guys, Alex from Lakey Wargames here and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be having a little bit of a catch up where I've disappeared to throughout the whole of January in 2023 and also going into our New Year, New Army project. Alrighty, so it's been a whole month of 2023 already and I missed every single upload in January. Well, we got off to a great start to the new year. 2023 started off absolutely awesome for me. I took a few days off, took the first 4 or 5 days off in January just to spend time with the family, my other half and the kids, and just chilling, seeing the new year in and enjoying some family time. Then I painted up a Daughters of Cain, the High Gladiatrix model from the Arena of Shades box set that I had laying around. I've painted her up. I was really happy with the way that I did that. I managed to paint that all up within one paint session in a day, which is something I'm really trying to improve on this year. Is I can paint to I wouldn't say I paint to the highest of high standards, like some of these painting studios you see that do absolutely mind-bending things with paintwork, and some of the big YouTubers out here. But if I really sit down and concentrate on a model and I really put time and effort into it, I come out with a above tabletop standard, in my opinion, something that I'd be really happy with. But the problem is, when I do something like that, I could easily spend a week painting a single zombie, and it does look really good. Again, in my opinion, everything differs, but that zombie would look really ace. But then at the same time, it's like you spent a week painting a single zombie, and then you look down and there's another 60 to 80 of them to paint, and you think, oh, god damn it. And then, so then be there forever just painting a single unit of zombies. So obviously doing something like that for things on something like a zombie is not very efficient, and is not something that you want to be able to put that much time into, for me personally. So being able to paint to that higher standard in a lesser time, if I could do a model a day to a higher standard, then that would be great. So I painted up the Daughters of Cain lady to a slightly higher than tabletop standard. It's one of those where it's you focus on certain areas like the skin, the hair, some of the red detailing, and added a little bit of a glow to the runes on the rocks. I'll put some photos up so you guys can see it. She is available right now in the eBay store to purchase, so if anyone would be interested in that, then she is available to buy currently. So links for all the store and everything, as always, are down below. But anyway, this isn't a sales pitch to sell that. But yeah, so I painted her up within the first week of January, and I thought, what a great start to the year. We've had a few days off, had some quality family time. I've managed to smash out a hero character to a decent standard within a day, which is something that I want to be practicing doing more of, and then hopefully being able to push the higher paint jobs into lesser time. So for example, going back to that, I could spend a week long making a zombie to a competition piece, but if I could then cut that down to say 3-4 days, so half that time, by the end of the year, making that just the normal time function, so I don't think about it. I can just sit down and be like, right, I'm going to paint this to this standard, and if I can sort of cut all my times in half, then I'd be really, really happy with that. I also took on a couple of commissions. Took on a really cool Necromunda commission, which is the standard. It was a Delac gang, so it's the standard 10-man box set, and then there was a side box set which I can't remember the names off the top of my head because I don't play Necromunda myself, but it's the Night Gaul Geists, maybe, off the top of my head. There's probably a bunch of Necromunda fans out there thinking, you butchered that. But so it was the 2 different box sets, and there was a weapons pack as well, a few little mini conversions to get certain guns into certain characters, and been painting up and going through that. That's been a really cool experience. And I also got sent a Punga Minis Silver Wings Blood Bowl stand-in team, which is some really high quality, I'll put a picture up, resin models, and they've been fun to work on, but that's a proper resin print. I've been working with plastic for so long that I forgot what it was like having to wash and clean and fill resin models properly. So those 2 are commission pieces which I took on in January. which I was, obviously happy to do, because between that and the store is something that I want to be doing on a more full-time basis. So it's been really fun and challenging taking those on. So I was like, this is great. We started off the year with some family time, a few days off. I've painted a character for the store in a time limit that I was happy with, to a standard I was really happy with. I've taken on these 2 commissions. Like, what a great start to the year that is. And then about just before the middle of January, I got really sick with the flu. And then that led to a throat infection. And then I was really sick for like 2.5 weeks. So then I just missed from like the beginning of the middle of January all the way up to like this last week. Just before the turn of February, I was really, really sick. But then by being like, I was ill to the point where I was just laying in bed and not doing anything and having everything waited on me hand and foot, because dramatics and all that, as my missus would tell you. But yeah, I got really, really ill. Didn't do anything for like a week, and then the other week was like recovery week, so just going around the house and just doing day-to-day things, and surviving was the aim of the game at that point. So I did no painting. I wasn't able to work on any of the commissions. I didn't get to do anything for the store. I had a couple of orders come in, very, very thankfully to my other half, who took those off and posted them for me. And so like actually doing any hobby or being able to make any videos or just sit in the office and like edit something and put it together was really, really difficult. So I didn't do anything, and now I'm playing catch up on all those things, so making sure the store's still running, uploading new things, sending out orders, working on the commissions because there are deadlines for the Necromunda one, so I've been making sure to get all on top of that before being able to return to YouTube. So yes, now we are here and we are back, and we missed the whole of January on YouTube, but that's fine because we're going to make up for it by having the rest of an exceptional year. So now that we've got all that out of the way, and where I disappeared off and going MIA, missing in action, yeah, that's the one, we can crack on with the new year, new video, and we're going to be talking about the new year, new army here on Lakey Wargames. So I'll be putting up some pictures as I'm going, and those of you who follow me on my other social medias, who follow me on the Lakey Wargames Facebook or my Instagram, you would have already seen some sneaky peeks of this, because we did technically start in December last year, did a few test paint models, and brought some stuff ready for the new year to go in. But my new army for this year is going to be the OBR in Age of Sigmar, so the Ossiarch BONEREAPERS. And the reason for that is they are just everything that I epitomise. I've always been a massive death faction player. In Warhammer Fantasy Battles, Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts were big for me. Then rolling into Age of Sigmar, we had the Legions and Nagash and NIGHTHAUNT specifically were my like go-to first loves and mainstays of the game, and still are. So going to another death faction just is like a natural pull for me. Flesh Eater Court's not quite there yet. That's the only one I'm a bit like, but we will see, because all the news changes will be coming soon, so we'll see what happens with Flesh Eaters, and I'm sure there'll be something that will pull me in at some point, but not this year, because this is the year of the OBR. And what I've done is, me and a good buddy of mine who you can find on Instagram as Solaris1, or on TikTok he posts on, and that's just Solaris. I will leave all the appropriate tags and handles down below in the description. We start off a New Year, New Army challenge. And basically what we're doing is we were going to do a slow grow, and we were going to say like a maximum of £40 a month. Buy a new unit, or you can save your money, roll it over into the next month if you wanted to buy something more expensive, and then just do that month per month, and between the two of us at the end of the year we'll see what we've got with all the money that we would have rolled over and worked on each month. But what we decided to do instead is, because we have both such big piles of shame, or piles of potential as we like to call it, because positivity and all that good jazz. So we've got so much in our collections already, and we've basically got like fully fledged armies just sat in boxes waiting to be worked on, and need some loving and attending to, that we decided rather than go out and spend X amount per month, what we'll do is we'll set ourselves the minimum for our projects of 1 unit a month. We can do more if we want to, so you could paint out 3-4 different units if you want, but you have to do a minimum of 1 each month for the entirety of 2023. I've chosen to go with OBR, and he has chosen to go with mainly Gloomspite Gits. Now that the new stuff is all on the horizon at our doorstep, it's very exciting. We'll be able to dive straight in with that. The reason I went with OBR is, as I was saying before, they just absolutely appeal to me in every way. The lore, the look, the way they feel, the way it plays. Obviously, hopefully the new book will just lean into that even more. The 3.0 tomes in AOS have been absolutely fantastic in capturing the essence of said faction and putting it onto the table. So hopefully that continues with OBR and it isn't a book that they just trash. But I'm sure they won't, because even I like the current one as it is, even though I know with the whole relentless discipline points and the way that command points works, it does need tweaking to fit into more modern style AOS, but like in terms of just the units and their abilities and what they do, I really like that sort of slow grinding out objective, you know, just going to win on attrition style of play, being able to bring my units back while I'm not dealing that much damage. You know, I can just take the punishment, but then at the same time I can take more while slowly killing your guys and just grinding out wins that way. And then when you go into the lore and you find out, you know, there are all these amazing constructs made from split people's souls that have been split and put into these massive bone constructs, which are just made from killing people or, you know, making their towns surrender to you, and then they have to give you X amount of dead, pay the tithe, or, you know, they get wiped out. Like, Doug from 2+ Tough does an absolutely fantastic OBR lore videos. From this current tome or the older tome. By the time you listen to this, the new one might be out. He does a fantastic overview of the OBR as they are, and I'm sure when the new stuff comes out, he'll probably do a new series, and it'll just be absolutely fantastic. So if you don't know too much about the OBR like lore, I would recommend Doug from 2+ Tough. You can find it in a playlist section. All of his OBR stuff is together. Just give that a listen to, and you'll see what I mean. Like, if you're a death player at heart, that kind of stuff will just appeal to you. So that's what my challenge will be for 2023. Unfortunately, I kind of capped out in January because, like I said, I painted the Daughters of Cain lady, then when I was sick for so long, and now I'm playing catch up on the commission stuff, and making sure that the store is running perfectly. I did get a start on my OBR. We did some test paints in December. There was 2 of the guys from the warbands, the Underworld warband, that I painted up. The guy with the 2-handed sword, and there was a sword and shield guy. Then I started work on building 20 more Tech Guard. I built and started painting a Bone Shaper, and I also put together a Harvester. And then I was like, okay, cool. I was like, for the end of January, I'm going to look to get, you know, my more Tech Guard done. And then where I was sick, and then having to play catch up with the stuff for work, for the commissions and the shop, I unfortunately didn't get to finish a unit for January, where my friend has done some absolutely fantastic stuff. Put some pictures up for you, but again, he is on Instagram and TikTok. Please go check out his stuff because it's so good. Some of his squigs, he's got lots of stuff done, and I am very behind. So to catch up with it, to make sure, because like I said, you can do as many, between us, we can do as many units as we want, but there has to be a minimum of 1 for each month. So where I missed out January due to sickness and then having to catch up on the other projects, I'm going to do 2 units for February, and I'm hopefully going to have my Mortec Guard and my Bone Shaper done by the end of this month, and then that means I'm 2 for 2 minimum. We'll see if we can get more done, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of little update and look into the new year, new army. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, like video series wise for this, whether I should do like monthly updates. So I'll be like, this is my, you know, new year, new army project 2023 February update, and see all the stuff I can get done for February, or whether I shall leave this video out as a sort of put down the stamp, the marker, and be like, right, this was what we said at the start of the year, and then when we get to December or next January, we can be like, how did we do, like a kind of review thing. I want to bring back the sort of showcase videos, so for models that I've painted up, you know, get them out on the displays and the little I can't think of what I call it now, like the display plinth, the little spinny circle one, and you know, show off all the cool painted stuff. So I'll be bringing out some of the showcases. So maybe instead of doing like a monthly recap thing, I will just put some showcases out of all the OBR stuff that I'm doing. So anything that I paint up for the month, I will showcase it instead of doing a recap. And like I said, at the end of the year, we can do a big overview and go through it. But I hope you guys have been well. The channel also has hit 1,000 subscribers since I was down and out for the count, and it's been absolutely fantastic to see. I think we're on like 1,017 now, so we are well over that landmark, which is just fantastic, mind-blowing, and I can't thank you all enough for being here and listening to my droning on and on and on. And there'll be lots of good stuff, so all the stuff that you know and love, so that all the tactics videos, we are going to be getting those out for you as well, now that everything is sort of slowly getting back on track, and the store and the commissions are being caught upon. Then I can go back to just painting for me and the store, and then doing YouTube in between. But like I said, we had those deadlines that really needed catching up on. I hate to disappoint people, so really pushing myself to catch up on all of that, which includes the YouTube as well. So here we are. February is now our January. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Appreciate you as always. Stay safe. Happy wargaming. Psst. Hey you! Did you know that Lakey Wargames now has an official eBay store? You can buy yourself all kinds of pre-painted and new on sprue hobby goodness and support the channel at the same time. There's a link in the description below if you want to check it out. I'd greatly appreciate it, and it's a fantastic way to support the channel. Okay, see you in the next one.